If you're a dog owner in Pittsboro, you know it's a pretty great place to be. But what if you could make it even better? Well, finding a great dog trainer can really change the game for you and your pup. So let's get into how you can find the perfect one. Just picture it for a second, a Saturday morning at the farmer's market, and your dog is just calmly hanging out by your side. Or maybe you're taking a walk down Hillsborough Street and there's no pulling on the leash. That's really what this is all about, giving you both the skills to enjoy all the cool stuff Pittsboro has to offer together. Okay, so where do you even begin? Well, before you start Googling trainers, it's super helpful to know what good modern dog training actually looks like. The best trainers in the area are all going to share a similar philosophy. At the heart of it all is something called positive reinforcement. Now, this is way more than just giving your dog a treat. It's a method that's backed by science, and it focuses on teaching your dog what you want them to do, instead of just punishing them when they get it wrong. Honestly, it's the best way to build trust, and it makes learning fun for them. Think of it this way. You've got two basic approaches. On one side, you have modern training, which is all about teaching the yes behaviors, like yes, sit politely, or yes, walk nicely on the leash. And on the other side, you've got these outdated methods that use fear and punishment. You're going to want to find a trainer who lives and breathes that teaching yes approach. So now that you know what philosophy to look for, how do you spot a real pro? There are really two big things to check out: their credentials, which tell you about their expertise, and the different kinds of training programs they offer. I know these letters on this slide can look like a bit of an alphabet soup, right? But they are so important. Seeing things like CPDTK or KPA-CTP means that a trainer has actually passed some tough exams and is committed to keeping up with the latest, most humane training methods. It's a really good sign that you're dealing with a true professional. All right, next up, what kind of training format is going to work for you? Group classes are fantastic for socializing and learning to listen around other dogs. Private lessons, those are perfect for really targeting specific issues at home, like when the doorbell rings and all chaos breaks loose. And board and train programs can be a solid choice for some situations, but you'll definitely want to do your homework on the facility first. And now for the question on everyone's mind: the money. Let's take a look at what you should probably budget for dog training here in the Pittsboro area. This is a big one for pretty much every dog owner. And the truth is, the cost can vary. It usually depends on the trainer's level of experience and, of course, the type of program that you end up choosing. Let's break down some numbers. So this table gives you a pretty good idea of the typical costs. For a standard 6-week group class, you're usually looking at somewhere between $160 to $300. If you want that one-on-one help, an in-home package might start around $400. Board and train is a bigger investment for sure, but for some dogs and owners, it can be incredibly effective. If you're not totally sure where to begin, just booking a single private lesson can be a fantastic move. For somewhere in this price range, you get a professional's eyes on your specific situation. It's a great way to tackle a particular challenge and just get started on the right foot. A really good trainer doesn't just teach sit and stay. They help you and your dog become great members of the community. And that means knowing the local rules and, just as important, knowing the best places to go practice all your new skills. Okay, first things first, Pittsboro has a leash law. It's simple. Unless you're in a place that's specifically marked as an off-leash area, your dog has to be on a leash and under your control whenever you're in public. It's a basic rule that just helps keep everyone safe and comfortable. And besides the leash law, it's good to remember that any dog over 4 months old is required to have a current rabies vaccine and wear their tag. You'll almost certainly need to show proof of that, and probably other shots too, before you can join any group class or use a training facility. So, where can you go to put all this training into practice? The Pittsboro Dog Park is an awesome spot to work on those off-leash skills in a safe, fenced-in space. For on-leash work with some real-world distractions, you can't beat the Haw River State Trail or the lovely paths around Fearington Village. All right, you've done the research, you know what to look for, and you've got a short list of trainers. Now it's time to actually talk to them. Having the right questions ready to go will make that final decision so much easier. Think of this slide as your little cheat sheet for that consultation call. You'll definitely want to ask them about their training philosophy, and you're listening for those magic words, positive reinforcement. Ask about the certifications we talked about earlier, and of course, get a really clear breakdown of their prices and policies. You don't want any surprises later. Picking the right trainer really is a big step towards having an even better relationship with your dog. We hope this guide helps you find that perfect person for your training journey. Here's to many happy walks through downtown Pittsboro, quiet afternoons on the trails, and just a lifetime of great adventures with your confident, amazing dog.